Yeah, is, you know, the largest orchestra in terms of musicians in the world. We are still today 185 musicians. The reason is this need for the city of Leipzig to play the opera, as you say, the St. Thomas Church every week, Bach cantatas, passions, masses, and the Gewandhaus. These give not only the opportunity of the orchestra to rotate in three different styles, but the unique opportunity for a modern instrument symphony orchestra to play regularly Johann Sebastian Bach. This gives an extra plus to the experience and the culture and the know-how of this orchestra through the experience in the years in the Thomas Church. I think this is a very important point, because Bach, being the master of the masters, being l'assoluto in musica, you will have always in music making enormous influences. Even today, rehearsing the first movement of the Rachmaninoff First Symphony, you can see sign of contrapoints coming from Bach. So if you do have this confidence given by the structure of the system in the city of Leipzig to play regularly Bach, you have benefits on all the rest of music making, from obviously Mendelssohn to Schumann to Brahms, Beethoven, and so on. Both Bach and Mendelssohn are daily alive in the city of Leipzig. You cannot miss them. We all think and pretend to know Mendelssohn and Bach as much as people think, but they are genius of such a stage that they need a life experience to be known and to be understood. So the two composers are privileged figures in the plans and the programs of the Gewandhaus Orchestra, as much as colleagues like Schumann, Beethoven, Brahms, Bruckner, and so on. But certainly the two form the two columns of the tradition of the musical style and also style of playing of the Gewandhaus Orchestra. For me, it was interesting to go back to the roots of the orchestra in my own way. That start from Bach, the Passions, for instance, the Brandenburg concertos, the orchestral suites, and so on. And at the same time, develop also new discovery direction in terms of new publication, new editions of music of Felix Mendelssohn Bartholdy. For instance, the Bärenreiter new edition of all the overtures or early versions of his symphonies, like the fifth, the Reformation Symphony, which we play regularly in the Urfassung, in the very early version, which even Mendelssohn never heard. But it was such a disaster just in a rehearsal in Paris that Mendelssohn himself, when he got the negative reports, rejected the piece and recomposed it. And in that version, which is absolutely fascinating, we play very regularly the early version of the Reformation Symphony. Schumann, which was so much present in this city, this is a city of Schumann, as we know also, the symphonies through the lens of Gustav Mahler. Mahler made his own orchestrations of Schumann's symphony. It was another way to look to their own great repertoire. Then after came the cycle of Beethoven, which we developed in a complete new way, and also Brahms. Brahms symphony, concertos, serenades. We have performed and recorded the complete symphonic music of Brahms. And I think this was a major achievement because, as you know, Brahms was very much present here at the piano as a soloist, as also a conductor on the podium. And the next composer I cannot miss is, of course, Anton Bruckner, which is part of the great tradition of this orchestra since the time of Arthur Nikisch. And Gustav Mahler was not as present, although Bruno Walter, in his brief time as a Gewandhaus Kapellmeister, brought a lot of Mahler to Leipzig, already at the time. Nikisch did it first, but then immediately after, Bruno Walter continued very strongly and very intensively the Gustav Mahler tradition. Then it was obviously broken during the war years, And we have been playing so regularly Mahler that I think today our way of playing Mahler is regarded as sort of, I won't say a reference performance, but certainly something which is going on very strongly in the tradition of the Mahler symphonies interpretation.